This is Eyewitness News, the news leader, with Bill Ritter and Liz Cho, Scott Clark with sports, and Lee Goldberg with the exclusive AccuWeather forecast. Now, Eyewitness News at 6.
So how do you spell mess? Try ice, sleet, and snow. The slippery roads blamed for hundreds of accidents and creating a slow and dangerous commute home tonight. Now come the high winds. And big delays tonight for tens of thousands of commuters at Penn Station who are trying to get home on the Long Island Railroad. Good evening, everyone. At 6 o'clock, I'm Bill Ritter.
And I'm Liz Cho. And tonight, the storm is blamed for at least 4 deaths in our area, all of them traffic-related, including this one. A van flipped over on Sunrise Highway in Bayshore, killing the driver. In Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey, a woman was killed after she got out of her car on the Garden State Parkway after a simple fender bender. She was hit by and killed by another car. Meanwhile, snowplow drivers in Goshen working around the clock today, clearing the snow and trying to make the roads safer. On Long Island, the ice down several power lines, and tonight there are scattered power outages. We'll have more on that in just a moment. But the big problem tonight, the commute home. This is where things stand right now. The biggest issues are on the LIRR. A downed power line and an accident on the tracks are causing long delays on the Babylon and Ronkonkoma lines. Those lines are operating, but several trains have been canceled. The situation is much better on Metro North, New Jersey Transit, and New York City Transit. There are no big delays reported there. As for the roads, they are slick and they are slow going. The speed limit on the New Jersey Turnpike is just 35 miles an hour because of ice. We have several reports on the impact of the storm and the commute home, and we begin with Lee Goldberg over at the Weather Wall. Lee.
Liz, many people probably think it's over, but that's not the case. Yes, the brunt is past us for sure, but look at the AccuTrack snow coming back to the radar now over Sussex and Warren County, and this can coat the ground in a hurry as it moves by. It's part of a larger batch of snow that's now moving through Pennsylvania, and it will come through. It'll take until probably 9 or 10 o'clock to sweep through the area, and it could drop a quick inch of snow. So again, roadways are going to be slippery and eventually could be snow covered itself again. Temperatures are dropping through the 20s into the teens tonight. Our storm is long gone, but the winds behind it are going to gust over 40 miles per hour. So back over to the other computer where we have winter storm warnings that are still up for Sullivan, Ulster, and Dutchess County, Pike County, Pennsylvania. That goes until 10 o'clock tonight. The wind advisory goes through tomorrow morning along the coast, and winds could still gust over 40 miles per hour into Thursday morning. So here's the idea into the evening. Any icing is going back over to snow, and watch out for that quick inch this evening. Powerful winds settling in and crashing temperatures. We're in the mid and upper 20s now. We'll be in the mid-teens by tomorrow morning with wind chills near 0. So the ice and the snow that's around, that's going to be blowing around, and travel is going to be super dangerous this evening. So don't judge by what's going on right now, because more snow is coming in. Complete AccuWeather forecast is coming up in just a few minutes. Bill?
All right, Lee, we'll see you then. We want to tell you that throughout this newscast, you're going to see a crawl right there at the bottom of the screen. They'll have the latest on the problems caused by the storm, from power outages to closures to road closures, school closures and road closures. Right now, the biggest delays in our area are on the Long Island Railroad, and that's where Eyewitness News reporter Nina Pineda is at the base of it at Penn Station. And what a mess there tonight, Nina.
Yeah, Bill, the delays combined with the overcrowding here have not made this a pretty commute. You might notice people who usually use Penn Station can't use some of the entrances they use, and they also have some barricades up just to control the crowds. That's because so many people heeded the warning not to drive in this weather. As you were mentioning at the top of the show, 2 separate incidents didn't have anything to do with the trains. Delayed Ronkonkoma and both Babylon, and you can imagine what a mess that caused here. The delays rippled down the line, backing up Penn Station and delaying hundreds for more than 2 hours. A tractor-trailer jackknifed just west of the Pine Lawn Station in Lindenhurst just before 3 o'clock, stopping traffic in both directions. Luckily, the wreck didn't damage the tracks, and the trains were able to get rolling just as rush hour began. And in Seaford, it was the power lines. The heavy winds, hail, and wet snow weighed on the lines, dropping them between Wantagh and Seaford. Workers tried to remove them from the tracks, but not before they caused long delays.
You can't help it, and I think they did a great job this morning. There was not a problem on the railroad, which I thought there would be, and I think they do the best they can.
Some patience there. Eastbound trains are being delayed about 5 or 10 minutes, some canceled and combined with others, but that Ronkonkoma line still running about 60-minute delays because of that domino effect. The Babylon line, 30 minutes going eastbound delays and about an hour if you're trying to come into the city for a special Valentine's Day night. That's the latest from here at Penn Station. Nina Pineda, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Or just sit by the fire and enjoy the evening. Nina, thank you. As Lee explained earlier, much of the region got ice, but in some areas, especially northwest of the city, they got a heavy dose of snow. Tim Fleischer with that part of our coverage. He's in Elmsford for us tonight. Tim?
And Bill, at one point during the storm, there were 9 separate accidents here on the Sawmill River Parkway between Yonkers and Chappaqua. But there were dangerously slippery conditions on most of the roads. The ice and sleet taking its toll. This tractor trailer sliding off I-287, the driver slightly injured.
This is about our 15th since midnight. Cars pretty much like this.
Just all over the road.
Oh, usually off the road.
That's where this SUV ended up rolling off the thruway in Ardsley. With police radios blaring and a wall of monitors, the Hudson Valley Transportation Management Center monitors traffic problems. How important do these cameras become on a day like today?
Well, the cameras give us a good idea of what the conditions are. We've seen a lot of run-off-the-road accidents, winch out of a ditch. There's some fender benders.
And while traffic is much lighter, state police remind you how to handle this mess.
Regardless of what type of vehicle you're in, if you have four-wheel drive, that's terrific, but when you hit the brakes, they're going to lock up just like every other vehicle, and that causes problems.
And at that transportation center that we just showed to you, in the first 12 hours of this storm, they received 212 reports of accidents and disabled cars. Reporting live along the Sawmill River Parkway in Elmsford, Tim Fleischer, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Tim, thank you. If you've been out and about in New York City, you know how bad the roads are and have been all day long. Tonight, the city admits it underestimated the storm and now claims it stepped up the number of plows on the roads. But for the most part, it has been a real mess getting around. Kimberly Richardson in the Riverdale section of the Bronx and continues our coverage. Kimberly.
Well, Liz, as you mentioned, city officials admit this ice maker was much more than they bargained for, saying crews were behind the 8 ball as the system moved in. Now the Department of Sanitation is trying to make up for lost time as others count their losses. We went to one of the busiest businesses in Riverdale to see how they were coping with the storm. To florists, Mother's Day may be the Super Bowl, Valentine's Day is the playoffs, and so far, there have been penalties and interceptions.
It's killed us. It's knocked out 90% of our business. People can't come in, they can't park.
This is what drivers were up against. Treacherous roads. We watch cars fishtail, spin out and around, try to maneuver the ice, and fail, ending up in the woods.
They started sliding quite a bit over here on the way down.
There was only a sprinkling of plows much of the morning, and by midday, officials admitted they didn't act fast enough and had underestimated the storm with all of the freezing rain and sleet. Officials have now gone to Plan B.
Tonight, we'll have another 2,000 people coming in, and they will be assigned to plowing and salting as need be.
Now, the commissioner says he plans to have up to 1,500 plows up and running this evening. We shall see. For now, we're live in Riverdale. Kimberly Richardson, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Lots of people hope they are up and running. Kimberly, thank you. The storm taking quite a toll on power in the area. Tens of thousands right now are without electricity, all storm-related outages. The worst of it is in New Jersey. 18,000 customers without power. On Long Island, 14,000 customers have no electricity, and Con Ed says 1,000 of its customers are now without power. New Jersey's Monmouth County getting the hardest hit, and that's where Ken Rosado is as we continue our coverage. Ken?
Well, Bill, at its peak, 57,000 customers were without power in the Garden State. As you mentioned, many were restored. You say that about 18,000, that's the current number, and that's correct, are now still in the dark. That because of lots of ice.
We're worried about our water pipes because it's so cold.
Joe Cadmus awoke to a crash today as a tree limb tore down this power line. When did you lose power? When did the line get
9:30.
9:30 this morning. So you've been without power since 9:30.
Right.
The Eatontown homeowner is not alone. Freezing rain poured down on much of central coastal New Jersey this morning, encrusting tree branches with more than half an inch of ice. All that weight plus high winds sent branches tumbling, taking down power lines in the process. In all, more than 57,000 customers lost power statewide.
We're cold, we have no TV, we have no heat, and I have a 4-year-old and a 6-month-old.
I can assume it because you won't see anything.
And right behind us, you can see kind of in the distance there, a yellow flashing light. That is a utility crew. They just restored power to half of this block that's been in the dark for about 10 hours or so. That's the good news. These folks over here to my right, your left, they'll have heat and electricity tonight. Sadly, the folks on that side still are in the dark. That's it from here. We're live in Eatontown, New Jersey. Ken Rosato, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Maybe some sharing of houses tonight. Ken, thank you. For more on the commute home, the problems there, we want to go to Debbie Duhame. She's at Metro Traffic for us. Debbie?
Thank you very much, Bill. We're going to go outside and take a look right now, see what's happening. Here's a look at the inbound Gowanus. It's going to be slow by the Brooklyn Bridge. Take it slowly across the bridges and around the ramp. Southbound BQE also very slow in the area. Here's a look at the Verrazano Bridge. Not too bad, but again, take it slowly over the bridges as things tend to ice up, of course, over the bridges. Here's a look at the George. Really not too bad. We're going to go over to the maps. Want to tell you that at the Tappan Zee Bridge, speeds are still reduced to 35 miles per hour. The Sawmill south at McLean Ave in Yonkers, an accident. Several spinouts throughout Westchester and Rockland. Also very slick conditions reported on the island. You're going to see some delays there. And in New Jersey, we do have several spinouts. The Garden State Parkway northbound at 136, a collision right there in Cranford. Also westbound 78 right by the Parkway. You have an accident as well. Numerous accidents reported over on 287. You have a couple right by exit 33 over in Morris Township. We're going to go out and take a look at the New Jersey Turnpike right now. Again, you want to keep in mind, you want to keep speeds down along the Turnpike to 35 because of very icy conditions. So please take it slowly. Allows lots of extra travel time. For Channel 7 Eyewitness News, I'm Debbie Duhame.
Slow going indeed, Debbie. Thank you.
As we continue with Eyewitness News at 6 for this Wednesday night, a nightmare at Kennedy Airport. Passengers stuck on a plane for 8 hours on the tarmac.
And the one person who escaped this storm is our own Scott Clark. He'll join us from Yankee Spring Training Camp in sunny, warm Tampa. Coming up.
Hey, moms and dads, looking for a fast way to check on school closings? For up-to-the-minute listings, go to 7online.com. It's Channel 7, wherever you are.
A bad sore throat. You want fast relief. The hospital strength relief of Cepacol lozenges. Cepacol numbs sore throat pain so fast, it's the #1 choice of hospitals.
The pain is gone.
Cepacol ends your sore throat emergency.
This Groundhog's Day, Punxsutawney Phil didn't see his shadow. So the next 6 weeks should feel more like spring. In those same 6 weeks, Cheerios could help lower your cholesterol 4%. Cheerios, 4% in 6 weeks. Now's the time.
Now your heart-healthy choice can be a chance to help others. Join Cheerios' Circle of Helping Hearts. For every box you buy, Cheerios will donate $1 to support women's heart health.
In honor of President's Day, your Honda dealer is making some very impressive offers on your favorite Honda car or truck. From the innovative Ridgeline and 8-passenger Pilot to the stylish Accord and ever-popular Civic. In fact, you could even say that no price is carved in stone. But we wouldn't because it doesn't sound, you know, very presidential. The President's Day celebration. Lease a Honda Accord for $199 a month for well-qualified customers.
Furniture delivered before the paint even dries. Only the largest furniture retailer in the Northeast can deliver the furniture of your dreams in 3 days or less, guaranteed. Raymore and Flanagan. When we furnish your home, we furnish your style.
Coming up on World News, a Valentine's Day snow and ice storm has canceled more than 1,000 flights and left 100,000 homes without power. And we report on lonely farmers who have found a way to turn their cows into matchmakers.
Tomorrow night, Eyewitness News this morning, waking up with cold weather and us.
Yeah, we'll have the AccuWeather forecast for you, and Metro Traffic will be here also to get your day started.
Plus, you're never more than 7 minutes away from weather and traffic beginning tomorrow morning right here at 5 a.m.
Today was slow go for cars, buses, trains, and even ferries, but it was no go at the area's airports. Hundreds of flights were canceled, and the ones that did get off the ground got off pretty late. Right now, the Port Authority says there are 1-hour delays on arrivals and departures at Newark Airport. That's Newark right there. Also at LaGuardia and JFK, but those are the flights that haven't yet been canceled, so it's a little misleading. Several worst-case scenarios, though, unfolding at the airports on this stormy day. At JFK, At least 4 JetBlue planes stuck on the runway, fully loaded with passengers and children for hours. One of them up to 8 hours. The planes all the while running out of food and water. The passengers running out of patience. Phil Lipoff with this story. He's at JFK for us tonight. Phil?
Well, Bill, it was a nasty commute for a lot of people this morning, so we'll keep the story in perspective. But think about it, hours and hours on a plane. You mentioned 4 JetBlue planes. We have pictures to show you from inside one of them. Take a look at these pictures. This is flight 751 on its way to Cancun, and this is what passengers did for more than 9 hours this afternoon and this morning. Pushed back about 8:15 this morning. Passengers didn't get off till about 5 o'clock this afternoon. And as you would imagine, all that time, never getting to Cancun either, passengers were furious.
There was no power and it was hot. There was no air. They kept having to open the actual plane doors so we could breathe comfortably.
You call it being held hostage?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why?
Because nobody gave us any answers. They kept telling us, we know as much as you do. And I said, I don't work here. You work here. Give me answers. We have no answers. That's all we were getting all day.
Everybody's incredibly tired and frustrated, and we didn't expect to be in New York tonight.
It was ridiculous. I mean, it was just sitting there, and they would say that they were going to pull us into the gate, and they never did. They had, there was very little food. It was just a nightmare.
A nightmare indeed. JetBlue told these folks as they were getting off their plane that they will get reimbursed for this ticket, also get a free round-trip ticket anywhere JetBlue flies. We just got a statement from the company, and JetBlue tells us they admit they did not do their best today. They apologized to the passengers. Airport officials say if JetBlue had told them that they had people that needed rescuing on planes out on the tarmac, they would have sent buses. They said it's easy, but JetBlue didn't call the airport to tell them that till after 3 o'clock. A lot of angry passengers tonight who don't know how they're going to get to their destination now. Live at JFK, Phil Lipoff, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Lots of second guessing and questioning tonight. Thank you, Phil. Stay with Eyewitness News for the latest on these weather problems. You can get the forecast 24/7 on our digital channel and also always on our website, 7online.com.
Turning now to the day's other news, and on Long Island, a fire that could not have come at a worse time for a flower shop. It broke out just before midnight at the Patty Florist on the corner of Main Street and Maple Avenue in Bayshore. Firefighters arrived to find huge flames engulfing the one-story building. You can see in these pictures, and it wasn't long before the roof caved in. Officials say the fire was so intense because it was being fueled by a ruptured gas main. Luckily, though, no one was injured. Politics now, and a new poll out tonight says New Yorkers want to see Senator Hillary Clinton, a Democrat, and former Mayor Rudy Giuliani, a Republican, win their party nominations for the 2008 presidential race. But when it comes to choosing between the two, Senator Clinton has the upper hand. The Quinnipiac University poll shows 50% of voters favor Mrs. Clinton. That's compared to 40% who support Mr. Giuliani, who, by the way, has not yet formally announced his candidacy.
Just ahead, Lee Goldberg with the AccuWeather forecast.
So it was snow to start, the big ice storm in the middle, and snow to finish. It hasn't finished yet. There's still some snow actually on the way tonight. We'll talk about it on the AccuTrack radar and look into the very frigid 5-day AccuWeather forecast here on Eyewitness News at 6.
The Eyewitness News morning team helps a lot of people get going in the morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Lori Stokes and Steve Bartlestein give you the news you need.
You're gonna need these today.
Bill Evans' AccuWeather forecast helps you get ready, and Metro Traffic helps you on your way. So get the help you need. Watch Eyewitness News this morning.
The Nissan National Sales Race is on. We're in a race to sell 100,000 Nissans in one single event. That means record-breaking deals on high-performing Nissans. Lease the Nissan Pathfinder or Murano. Your choice, $299 per month. 100,000 Nissans in one event. So, ladies and gentlemen, get to your Nissan dealer now and start your savings.
I don't go anywhere without my Bible-pedic.
Don't spend $1,400 more for Tempur-Pedic. My Bob's Discount Furniture is coming to Farmingdale.
Hi, I'm Jake Ehrenreich, and A Jew Grows in Brooklyn is my story. I grew up in the 60s in a Jewish immigrant family, and I loved rock and roll. Come celebrate my journey from Brooklyn to Broadway in A Jew Grows in Brooklyn.
It was so frustrating, like a mystery I couldn't solve. Night after
after night, strange sensations in my legs kept me from falling asleep. So I had to get up and move when all I wanted to do was rest. I had restless leg syndrome. My doctor confirmed it. He said with restless leg syndrome, the symptoms usually get worse at night or in the evening when it's time to relax. And then he said something else. Requip. He said Requip would help relieve those RLS symptoms that kept me from getting to sleep. He told me what to watch for, that Requip may cause you to fall asleep or feel very sleepy during normal activities such as driving, or to faint or feel dizzy when you stand up. Tell your doctor if you experience these problems, or if you drink alcohol or are taking medicines that make you drowsy. Side effects include nausea, drowsiness, vomiting, and dizziness. Most patients were not bothered enough to stop taking Requip. Thanks to Requip, the RLS mystery is not keeping me up anymore. Ask your doctor if Requip can help put your RLS to rest.
Introducing the all-new Mitsubishi Outlander. Out everything. Everything.
I was walking down the street. I saw the poster.
The teen tournament finals. It doesn't get any better than this. It's all on the line on our next Jeopardy!
Tonight at 7, right here on ABC 7.
You're watching Eyewitness News, the news watched by more people in the tri-state area.
You know, I'm just looking around here because I saw the ladies at the 5 got some chocolates from you.
You're gonna be embarrassed.
No, you're You know what we have for you?
Yeah, hold on. No, you do.
Oh, yeah, we do.
What?
We do.
What are you taking out of the trash?
No, we have some protein bars for you. Because we know you've been working.
Don't say thanks, Lee. No need to thank us now.
That's we know you've been working around the clock, so it's
candy bars.
chocolate peanut butter
We'll
bar
take the guy
for
to
you.
Iva. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you. I feel so stupid now.
She was saying to me, how could you not remember me?
Outside, the whole neighborhood is having a Valentine's Day party. It's a crazy party across the street at the gym across the street. You know, that's actually the kids' playroom. I think they're probably making little hearts and Valentines for their moms and dads over there. And there's Columbus Avenue and the buses and the trucks. There's a postal service delivering between the rain, sleet, and snow, and we're doing that forecast for you, looking at Columbus Avenue, which is still icy and crunchy. You know, the city admitted they got a slow, start on that, and it's unbelievable because there wasn't a lot of snow. It was all this ice accumulating, officially 2 inches in the city. You still can't believe that I got that for you. You know, the snow, it's still over New Jersey right now. There's one little parting shot to this that we have to watch, and there's a bigger batch of snow that's over eastern Pennsylvania, and that's going to go through between about 9 and 10 o'clock tonight is when it ends, but between now and then, now the coating on area roadways, it's certainly cold enough to stick. You see these temperatures are in the 20s, and yeah, there are some 30s here, but these temperatures are headed in this direction from northwest to southeast as we'll drop through the teens tonight. So back over to the other computer, winter storm warnings till about 10 o'clock for the far northern suburbs. In this area, we saw over 6 inches of snow, and then it tailed down toward the city with all the sleet mixing in. Wind advisory goes through tomorrow morning because the winds will be gusting over 40, if not 50 miles an hour. This is an AccuPlanner for you. 7 o'clock tonight, wind chill 5, temperature 20, some snow showers around. They are gone by midnight with some clearing. Wind chills are 0 tomorrow morning, and there definitely will be icy roadways tomorrow, especially secondary roadways. 24 degrees right now. The air is starting to dry out, and the barometer is now on the rise. Very low reading there. Westerly wind gusting up to 22, and today's high 29 degrees. Officially 2 crunchy inches of snow and ice in the park. You see, if you go into northern Westchester, it was a few inches, but then the 6 inches across central Orange County, over 1.5 feet upstate New York, 2 feet near the Albany area. So it was incredible the variety of precipitation types you had in this storm, with rain over Montauk and 45 and a couple of feet of snow and teens and around 10 as you go through central New York State. Incredible storm. The air coming from the north tonight, so that's why we're dropping into the single digits to mid-teens tonight with wind chills near 0. It's a frigid cold day tomorrow. It's not about any snow or ice falling. It's icy spots on area roadways, plenty of sunshine, but just does not feel nice again. 24 and gusty, windy conditions. Here's my AccuWeather forecast. Any snow ends tonight after 9 or 10 o'clock. Will clear out. Tomorrow, wind chills are still in the single digits, about 24. And then for tomorrow night, partly cloudy, 14 with a wind chill of 0. Here's your 5-day AccuWeather forecast. There's a lot of wind in this 5-day AccuWeather forecast, not a lot of snow. We'll try to warm up a little over the weekend. It won't do too much. Maybe a couple of snow showers Saturday night. Still windy on Monday, and I'm going to keep advertising this warm up after the 23rd, which is midweek next week. We'll start to get back into the 40s.
Light at the end of the tunnel.
Meanwhile, we have chocolates that we can eat.
Yeah, we're going to start during sports, by
Happy
the way.
Valentine's Day.
Thank you, Lee. You know, the temperatures are the exact reason why the Yankees and Mets do not have spring training in Manhattan or anywhere else in the area. Scott Clark is in Tampa at spring training. Scotty?
64 degrees now, but it feels like 60. Folks, it's time for the pitchers and catchers they have reported for duty, sir, ma'am. And coming up on Eyewitness News, you remember this man, Andy Pettit? Yes, Dandy Andy is back. We will hear from him and from Mariano Rivera and General Manager Brian Cashman on Mo's contract status. Next.
Closed captioning provided by your Lexus dealers.
Choose any road. The 2007 all-wheel drive IS250 from Lexus. Lease it for $399 per month for 36 months with $34.99 due at signing. For a limited time at your Lexus dealer.
And now for some big news. It's Empire's half-price carpet sale. Save 50% on quality brand-name carpet. You can shop right at home, and we'll install your new carpet next day. Right now, you'll save 50%. Plus, make no payments till April 2008. Next day installation, no payments till April 2008, and 50% savings. A carpet sale this big can't last forever. Call Empire today.
800-588-2300 Today. Imagine you could reshape a weak heart and avoid the need for a transplant. Imagine if your heart ever stopped beating, it would automatically restart. Imagine you could see into the heart without ever going inside. We imagined all these and more. Now we've made them a reality. The Montefiore Einstein Heart Center. Advanced care, visionary thinking.
Hey, Mom. I'm at Jimmy's house. Can I stay for dinner? Yes, his parents are home. Yeah, dinner. Hold on. She doesn't believe me.
Carol? Yeah, we're all having dinner. Together.
A real meal on a weeknight? What a shocker. Pick up a 9-piece bucket of original recipe drumsticks and thighs for just $6.99. Bring back dinner at KFC. Now all KFC original recipe and extra crispy chicken has 0 grams of trans fat with the same great taste you love.
The Andersons just got this titanium HD beauty. The Romeros, this tricked out setup. And for game day, the Marshalls got this bad boy. All this great high-tech stuff, and you're gonna hook it up to cable? Why? With Verizon Fios, TVs deliver picture and sound so real and lifelike, you'll have to see it to believe it. And computers get juiced with lightning-fast speed, so you can stream videos in real time and so much more. And now you'll get incredible TV, America's top-rated internet service, plus unlimited calling for under $95 a month. So call 1-877-4FiOS TV today. That's 1-877-4FiOS TV. Because hooking up any of this to cable would just be a waste. Phone, broadband, TV, Verizon.
This is Eyewitness News, proud to support the Protect Our Children campaign. Have you seen Alien? ABC 7 and Tri-State Ford dealers urge you to protect our children.
You can have the warmth, Scotty. We're eating chocolates.
Here we go, folks. The Yankees pitchers and catchers, they reported for work today so they could get their physicals out of the way. So tomorrow, they can go out and play the game of baseball. And to mark the first day back for Andy Pettit. And as John Bon Jovi sang the song, Who Said You Can't Go Home? Andy Pettit grew up in this Yankees organization, but after pitching 9 years of stellar Major League Baseball in pinstripes, Pettit left for Houston for 3 seasons. Today, he is back home on Yankees turf.
It's strange, but again, I don't know. It feels like I never left, really. I mean, so it's like, you know, I was gone for 3 years, but so far everything's just like back to normal.
Pettit warmed up today with Carl Pavano. Last year, the injury-riddled Pavano did not pitch 1 major league inning. His pitching partner, Pettit, made 35 starts and hurled 214 innings in 2006.
I pride myself in taking my starts and trying to take the rubber, and I'm going to go out there whether I feel bad or good, and I'm going to compete and try to give my team a chance to win, and that's all I've ever done. That's all I want to do and continue to do in my career.
Meanwhile, super closer Mariano Rivera says he is back and ready to go despite the fact that the Yankees have not talked to him about a new deal in this, the final year of his contract.
It seems like we fighting or something. We're not fighting at all, you know. And yes, if Brian wants to talk about contract or something, yeah, we're willing to do it, you know. But I won't start the negotiation.
There is no story, there is no issue, and at the right time in the right place, we'll sit down and talk about it. But the Yankees have never had a problem writing a check for great players, and that's not going to ever change. So again, there's a time and place for everything, and right now, the time and place is for us to get this team ready for the 07 season. We'll worry about 08 at another time.
Rivera says he is open for talks during spring training, but come opening day, his window closes for negotiations until the season is over. Will there still be a home team advantage at that point?
Well, I don't know. You know, I mean, like I said, it will be fair to everybody. You know, I mean, the Yankees have their shot, and you know, if they don't do it, well, we move on.
There it is, Mariano Rivera. And we move on to the NBA now. The Knicks are going to be at Golden State tonight. Last night, the Knicks had another game that went down to the final seconds. This time it happened in Los Angeles, the home of one Kobe Bryant. In the final seconds, Knicks down by one. Quentin Richardson misses the three, but Jamal Crawford finds the presence of mind to find Eddie Curry for the alley-oop slam. Knicks took a 1-point lead. Last chance to the Lakers. New York native Lamar Odom at the buzzer. Air ball. Spike Lee loved it, but gets no love from Denzel Washington. Knicks win 107-106. The Nets, they are in Toronto tonight. They'll be there tonight again without Jason Kidd because he has those back spasms. And the Nets also announced today that he will miss, indeed, Sunday's All-Star game. Kidd's back problems forced him out of Saturday's game in Orlando late in the third quarter. There's more fallout from the Daytona 500, just days before NASCAR's biggest race of the year. Oh, basketball, final shot. Oh, Barton College, Anthony Atkinson heaved it up from three-quarters court. Hey, they'll take it. They beat the first half buzzer, and that's it. I'm Scott Clark. That's it for sports. We'll talk about Daytona tonight, folks.
All right, Scotty. Thank you.
World News with Charlie Gibson is coming up next. We'll see you tonight at 11 o'clock. Enjoy your evening.
Bye-bye.